Kratos, God of War. Now let me tell you, YouTube, I've been working on this build for quite some time now, really trying to get it, you know, in a state where I'm comfortable with it. I wanted to make something that was gonna kind of cosplay Kratos. Throughout the series, Kratos utilizes weapons of the gods he defeated, a wide variety of tools at his disposal. And this build kind of reflects that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the Kratos God of War build, go over the stats, go over the items, the gears, the talismans, the whole 9 yards. And also, if you want to get your character looking as badass as this, I'll have a link in the description below to that video that kind of shows you how to make the perfect Kratos. And in terms of armor set, I ended up going with this right here. I mean, 100% it's got Kratos vibes, maybe more so of the most recent game that came out, the God of War reboot, with the infamous Arceus and boy. But yeah, we're gonna go over everything this build is about, and then towards the end of the video, we'll just let some gameplay roll, some PvP gameplay action roll out, and I mean, I hope you all enjoy the Kratos God of War build. So first off, let's take a look at the stats. This is a level 135 build. For the most part, I've been taking all my PvP builds to 135. You know, there was a lot of debate whether PvP was going to be 120, whether PvP was going to be 150. So I said, let me go in the middle. That way you get the best of both worlds. If you plan on playing PvP and you go to 135, you can actually get paired up with 120 players. You can get paired up with 150 players. So the PvP matches are endless. There's almost little to no waiting time looking for PvP matches, and I've just been having tons of fun in Soul Level 135. But check it out. We got Vigor at 60, because I personally believe Vigor is super important in PvP, considering the fact that a lot of these incantations, a lot of these sorceries, a lot of these weapons, and even Ashes of War can completely nuke you for ridiculous damage. I'm talking 1,000 plus damage. If you're not sitting at 60 vigor, you could potentially get one-shotted or even two-shotted. It's kind of insane. So I found 60 vigor on all my builds is kind of a necessity. It allows you to tank a lot of hits and kind of just have a fighting chance. We got Mind at 15. Mind at 15 was purposeful because it allows you to throw on at least 2 faith buffs, and this build is going to be heavy on faith buffs. I think faith buffs are pretty meta right now in PvP because some of these faith buffs are kind of ridiculous. We'll go into them in a little bit here, but let's keep going with the stats. We got 16 endurance. The 16 endurance paired with the Great Jar's Talisman, it allows you to rock a pretty awesome armor set. You know, you can really go some fashion souls if you want. We got strength at 30, dexterity's at 20 to meet some requirements for weapons. We have intelligence base 7, faith at 60, and arcane base 11. If I remember correctly, this build started off as a warrior class. Now for the equipment we're using, we have the magma blade to resemble the blade of exile, and we have another one down here. So you know, we definitely go dual wield action with the magma blades. And these weapons are insanity. You know, they scale off of strength with C. The 30 strength is doing its part, and it also scales faith at C. So the 60 faith is pumping out a lot of damage out of these bad boys. We're using the hand axe again to resemble Kratos' axe in the God of War reboot. And on this bad boy, we're rocking Flame of the Redmanes. That Ash of War Flame of the Redmanes, when we get into the PvP gameplay, you're gonna see this move does a fuck ton of damage. Its range is absolutely absurd, and you can really catch a lot of people trying to roll in on you, and they'll try to like hit a trade off of Flame of the Redmanes, and trust me, it is a trade you just do not want to take. We're using the Giant's Seal because there is a couple incantations that we like to use, and with this seal, your Giant Flame incantations, they hit pretty hard. Now I want to say the PvP gameplay, this build wasn't fully optimized where I wanted it to be just yet. Unfortunately, we don't use any of the Flame Giant incantations, but I can tell you from personal experience, using these flame incants It's a game changer. And then for more versatility, we use Hoslo's Cold Petal Whip. We slap on Cold Affinity on it. This one, the first one has Bloodhound Step. I know, Bloodhound Step. It's kind of crazy. It really is. But it's a great utility to have for Kratos, especially when you're going up against a very heavy caster that just wants to spam Stars of Ruin and every fucking magic spell in the book. I believe Bloodhound Step, you know, you're able to deal with that a lot easier rather than just rolling like a fucking maniac 24/7. And then the second Hoslo's Cold Whip, we have Storm Stomp on it. And all these weapons are maxed out. Now, Storm Stomp, we don't really use it too often. We more so use the Cold Whips just to apply cold on the opponent and do some frost buildup. And these also have a passive ability of building up blood as well. So these whips are incredible. And another really good synergy between cold and fire, you know, if you want to start off the PvP duel, you can actually start off with the cold whips, apply cold on your opponent, and then switch over to the magma blades or even the fire hand axe. And any attack you do is going to end up resetting the cold. Then you can switch back to the whips, apply it again, and it's just extremely good. As for the armor set we got, we're rocking the scale armor. Honestly, I went with this set because this was the most poise I was able to get off of endurance in 16 with the Great Jar's Arsenal. So we have scale armor, keeps the Kratos vibes going, I believe. We have Zammer bracelets. Again, keeping the Kratos vibes, giving you some decent poise. And then we have Radahn's Greaves. As for the talismans, we're rocking Rotten Wing Sword Insignia. This right here turns your magma blades into powerhouses. You know, because the moveset of magma blades, let me show you here. A lot of fast hitting attacks, even the run-in, a lot of fast sweeps, the jump attack, a lot of fast attacks going on. And all of that is just gonna boost your damage up immensely with the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia. And then we pair that up with Malicious Prothesis. This again raises attack power with successive attacks and gives you a little bit of dexterity. These two talismans together turns your magma blades into monstrosities. I'm telling you, you'll see when we get into the PvP gameplay. It's absurd. Then we got the Shard of Alexander. This is an incredible talisman as well. It's going to be boosting any of your weapon skills. So if you look here, we have Flame of the Redmanes. And what Flame of the Redmanes does is it shoots out this big fire burst, has incredible reach. And like I said previously, it does ridiculous damage. And then we have the Great Jar's Arsenal, just so we can, you know, equip all of this shit that we have. Because this build does have quite a bit of stuff going on. It's very versatile, and I'm honestly thinking, because I'm not a big fan of the whip moveset. The whip is really good to apply status effects. You'll see when we get into the PvP gameplay. The whips are really good to apply status effect, but besides that, the damage is pretty dog shit. At least for the build I got going on here. And I feel like if we switch out these whips and maybe go for like a short spear, something that gives us a little more range in case we need to close out some of the PvP duels. I'm thinking of maybe going, you know, especially since we have the 60 Faith, I'll probably end up removing these whips and going with the Partisan Spear with the Holy Affinity. That way we can get a lot of more damage on the table if we throw the Holy Affinity on. And we'll have a nice, decent ranged weapon, you know, to really poke people and kind of close out the duel, get that last bit of damage going. Then for the flask, we're using Crimson Bubble Tier. This flask is a pain in the ass. Everybody uses it in PvP duels. So I was like, why the fuck not? Let's throw that shit on there. And then we have Flame Shrouding Crack Tier, temporarily boost fire attacks. And just all of this stuff paired up together, man, it makes for one hell of a viable Kratos build. I've seen a bunch of Kratos builds on YouTube, and they weren't that viable for like a PvP aspect. So, you know, I really wanted to get the whole Kratos cosplay going and just pull up into PvP and terrorize people. And that's actually what we ended up achieving here. This isn't the most powerful build when it comes to PvP duels. You know, there's way more crazier, overpowered broke shit in this game. But for the most part, I'm kind of happy where this Kratos build is going. It's extremely fun to use. You know, a lot of the reactions you get from other players freaking getting summoned into their world, they're just like, holy shit, it's Kratos. And especially like with the weapons we have, it really keeps the Kratos vibes going. So like I said, I really feel like faith buffs are kind of meta right now in PvP, and that was something that I was keeping in mind making the Kratos build. So at first we started off with 30 faith with this build, and I was just like, you know, why the hell not? Let's go up to 60, because the magma blades actually scale C on faith and C on strength, so it wasn't a bad move. But yeah, we're rocking Golden Vow, incredible buff. This increases attack and defense for self and allies. We're rocking Barriers of Gold. This is honestly incredibly overpowered against mages. This increases your damage against magic by 60%. Absolute insanity. We're rocking Hone Bolt. This is an incredible incantation, just if you need to like chip somebody out or get that last bit of damage against someone running away. We're rocking Giant's Flame Take Thee. After the latest patch, this incantation is insanity. We're rocking Flame Fall Upon Them, but I'm considering removing this and maybe switching it over to Burno Flame. It might be a bit better, a bit more viable. We have Flame Grant Me Strength. This increases physical and fire affinity attack power. Again, synergizes perfectly with this build because most of the stuff we're using is fire based. We have Black Flames Protection. Another crazy overpowered buff right here. This increases your damage, your physical damage negation by about, I think, 30% or something like that. It's fucking nuts. And this also stacks with Golden Vow, which is another crazy bonus. And then we have Bestial Sling. Bestial Sling, an incredible chip out tool. And one of the beautiful things about Bestial Sling paired with Hone Bolt, check this out. You can actually cancel the startup animation of your Hone Bolt if you throw out Bestial Sling like this. Completely cancels out the startup animation. You see, if you don't throw Bestial Sling at first, look how slow Hone Bolt comes out. A huge difference. And you can also even hide the animation of it. If you do something like this, you throw 2 Bestial Slings, and just everything we got going on with this Kratos build, it synergizes very well. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think about this Kratos build I got going on. If you guys like these sort of build videos, let me know in the comments as well. I definitely plan on making more, and I want to see the feedback. But besides that, let's get in to PvP action with Kratos, God of War.